Everyone, and welcome back to another episode. Before we get into today's video, please do me a huge favor: like, share, comment, subscribe. Helps us out in the algorithm and helps me do what I do every day here for you guys on the channel. Thank you guys so much. Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Hey Bucko Outdoors. Today I'm going to be comparing a $10 survival knife and a $200 survival knife. I do have videos over each of these individual knives. It's the Camillus Titanium and the Benchmade Saddle Mountain Skinner. So if you do want to go check those out, check down in the channel feed down below, and I'm sure you can find them. So I'm going to go over the pros and cons of each. Is a $200 survival knife needed? I don't think it is. Honestly, I've used this one quite a bit as well as this one. This is my daily driver, my everyday carry. I have a custom-made sheath for it, little leather one here, and it has not let me down. This is definitely a very high-quality knife, but definitely out of the price range of a lot of people. This is an S30V, very high-quality stainless steel. Definitely not going to get too many dents and dings, more of just folding on the blade, which is good. In terms of ruggedness and basically maybe not performance, but just blade longevity, I think that this is one takes the cake. In terms of that with the Camillus Titanium, this is a stainless as well. I have not done as much research on this particular knife, so I don't know what type of stainless steel is used in the construction of the blade. However, it is pretty girthy. I'd say it's relatively the same width, if not a little bit wider than our Benchmade. You can see here them side by side if it'll focus. I actually think this one's a little bit thicker. Now, where the Camillus proves a valuable tool, I can just throw this in the back of my car, in my bug out bag or whatever, if I just need a knife, a go-to-hell knife, something that I don't have to worry about getting beat up, dinged up, a little bit rusty, a little bit, worn if I drop it in the river, or if I'm hiking and it falls out of my pack, God forbid, and I lose it, I'm only out $10 instead of $200 with the Benchmade. Now, something I will say that I give the Camillus hand up over the Benchmade. I do love this nice walnut handle. It is very nice. It's aesthetically pleasing. However, in terms of versatility, if it's wet outside, if I'm walking and working in a very moist and damp condition where there's a lot of humidity, my hands are gonna be sticky with sweat. So I may not be able to get the best grip on this walnut handle, even though it does have some finger grooves in here. So the Camillus really proves handy in that regard. You do have a pretty stippled polymer style handle here, a little bit plastic. It's very rigid, and definitely you would be able to get a way better grip on this thing if it's wet. If you're cleaning an animal, small game, a fish, and you get that slime or blood all over you, you're not gonna have to worry about it as much with this. Honestly, and the weights are very, very similar. I'd say this Camillus right here is probably heavier in a fair margin, about an ounce or two, but honestly, not too much of a difference. As you can see, the overall length are relatively similar. The Camillus typically, or this one at least, has a longer blade. As you can see, the blade style is a little bit different. You have a very nice belly down here on the Saddle Mountain Skinner that you do have on this one too. I do like the point on the Camillus a little bit better. This is meant more for skinning. However, I just carry it as an everyday carry. But the Camillus, I think, really proves as a valuable tool because it's a very, very high quality knife for the price. I mean, $10. You really can't buy much for $10 that's any good. And the construction of this blade just feels very, very high quality, and that's pretty good. Now, honestly, in terms of the sheaths, though, I don't have the sheath that the Benchmade came with on me right now, but I will say the Camillus does leave something to be desired. You have a very flimsy nylon sheath. It is kind of wide, though, for some of your belts. You do just have this, crappy button right here that's just holding your knife. If that gets frayed at all after extensive use, that's going to come off your knife. It's going to be giving it a dangle like this and might fall out and cut you. You definitely don't want that. So I will say that the Benchmade, compared to the Camillus here, definitely gives it a run for its money. But that's kind of the pros you're going to get from a $200 knife. Now, I will say nylon is typically going to hold up a lot better in humid climates. At least the nylon sheaths that I've carried have held up way better than leather, due to the fact that leather, when moisture gets to it, can do some weird things with expanding and just kind of degrading and the material, and just needs a lot more maintaining and maintenance that maybe you will not be able to furnish while you're in a field environment. Now, I will say something about the Benchmade that is extremely nice. As you can see, it's nice and worn. The blade on this, I sharpened this back in, I don't know, January, and it's March now, and haven't had to sharpen this again. I carry this thing every single day, more than I carry the Camillus, to be honest. But I'll tell you what, the blade stays super sharp on this. I like a nice wide edge so I can get plenty of stuff done, good for slicing, cutting up things, whatever I need to do. I will say that is extremely good. I've literally dropped this thing blade down onto the concrete and just had a little bit of a fold on the blade tip here. So that is something I'll give the Benchmade as a thumbs up. Now, honestly, if you have the ability to, I would recommend both of these. And honestly, if you're somebody like me who's always on the go, you work in field environments a lot, and you do a lot of, maybe work with your hands and maybe work in the outdoors, it'd probably be good to have a couple of these laying around, and maybe this is like your nice daily drive or something you carry when you're just, around in town just doing daily tasks. And maybe just designate this for hunting or skinning or whatever like this knife is meant to be, and just have this to do all the dirty work, like a good camp knife, something you can cut up logs and split firewood, cut kindling, cut rope, whatever you need to do, and not have to worry so much about your nice knife getting dinged up. That's just my thoughts on the matter, guys. If you think any different, let me know in the comments below. I really love hearing from you guys. Definitely want to be able to interact with y'all more, so please let me know what you think about this video in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. Please have a fantastic day.